Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome back to the Jeff Crilley Show. My name is Sarah Crilley, filling in for my dad. Well, he's in Houston this weekend, but don't worry, he'll be back next weekend to fill you in all about the Houston Bridal Show. It sounds like it's pretty fun out there. But joining me right now is Sarah Harris with the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition, also known as the NOCC. And I better not forget my co-host, Samantha.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining us as well. So, Sarah, tell us a little bit about the NOCC.
So the NOCC, also the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition, our main mission is to save lives. We're in business to save lives of women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer, and really just the lives of women. Any woman who has ovaries, which is all of us, is at risk for ovarian cancer. There's been little girls who've been diagnosed at age 9. All the way up into their 70s. So, we are in business to try and save lives. There's also the survivors who have fought and beaten this disease. And, part of our role is to improve their quality of life. There are certain things that happen as you go through cancer, specifically ovarian cancer, and we're here to help them.
Wow, I'm so glad you're on the show today because we'll really make a difference with you and getting the message out there. So what are some of the symptoms? Because they just found a cyst on my ovary. Is that something to be concerned of? What are some of the signs and symptoms?
So some of the signs and symptoms are very vague, and that's really the main issue with ovarian cancer. There's bloating, which women deal with every month.
Right, around menstrual times too, especially.
There's frequent urination.
Okay.
There's the specific one that I would pinpoint is feeling full quickly. And so the best way that I can describe that is you eat very little and you feel like you've eaten Thanksgiving dinner.
Samantha and I are looking at each other kind of like, this is every day for us. Okay.
Well, and that's really common for women. And that's the big struggle with ovarian cancer is it's so hard to detect.
That's really scary. Is there a pre-screening that you can do? I mean, you get mammograms for breast cancer, but what do you do for ovarian cancer?
So there's mammograms for breast cancer. There's the pap test for cervical cancer. But the unfortunate thing for ovarian cancer is that there is no screening test. So what our mission is to spread the signs and symptoms because that's really all we have at this point. There's obviously lots of research going on at this point in the game. But really it's just getting the information to women and empowering them to go talk to their doctors because at this point, that's really all that we have. There's a lot of research being done for a screening test. There's a lot of research being done for an actual cure and better treatment. But at this point, we just need women to know what they need to look for and then have them go into their doctors and ask the right questions.
And then who is most likely to be affected?
So the average age for ovarian cancer is 63 to 65. Most women get diagnosed with ovarian cancer postmenopausal. But like I said, there's been many cases of women who've been diagnosed in their 20s and their 30s and their 40s. But really, if you have a family member who has had ovarian or breast or colon cancer, that's really when you need to pay attention. There's a genetic mutation called the BRCA mutation, and you can go in and get genetic testing done for that. If you know anyone in your family history who's had any of those cancers, that's something that you really need to pay attention to.
And then are there ways to prevent ovarian cancer?
So there are a couple easy ways to prevent ovarian cancer. I mean, there's no cure-all for it, but it has been proven that if you take birth control, that will help. If you have pregnancies and breastfeed during those pregnancies, that's been proven to help. There's other also more drastic things that you can do. You can get what's called a tubal ligation. You can get a hysterectomy or an oophorectomy. Obviously, those are very drastic measures to take. But if you know that you have the BRCA mutation or you have lost your mother or your grandmother to ovarian cancer, there's definitely things to look into.
Wow. Sarah Harris with the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition, also known as the NOCC. And that brings me to one of my next questions. What role does the NOCC play with ovarian cancer and on a national and local level?
So on a national level, we have 4 major pillars. Our most important, I would say, and that's my personal opinion, is earlier awareness. Since there's no detection test, we're working to get the word out there earlier to women. Because if you hear about ovarian cancer earlier, maybe in your teens, maybe in your 20s, you'll be talking to your doctor about the right things. We also give money to research, and we also have our community events. We have a run walk coming up in September here in Dallas-Fort Worth, September 25th.
Where is it going to be?
It will be at Lone Star Park this year.
That's something we need to go to.
I think we need to make a team.
Yes, please do. We would love to have you out.
How do we sign
up? If you go to runwalk.ovarian.org/Dallas-Fort Worth, that's where you can sign up to register for the event. We also have what I mentioned earlier is our quality of life program. And here in Dallas-Fort Worth, we have our Faces of Hope totes. And what that is it's a bag that we give to women who've been diagnosed with ovarian cancer, basically just to tell them, you're not alone in this journey. We're here to help you. Whenever you would like to talk to us or reach out to us, we are here for you. We have Mary Kay as one of our sponsors for that, so we give some Mary Kay products. We give them a blanket that is just to keep them warm during chemo, and then just some information. So you've been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Now what? And it just kind of walks you through the steps that you're probably looking at in the next couple months and years. And that's just our way of saying, the National Ovarian Cancer Coalition is here for you, and you don't have to go through this alone.
Wow. Do you know anyone personally that's been affected?
Yes. So I lost my grandmother 7 years ago to ovarian cancer.
Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry.
And she was, she was one of those people. She just lived life to the fullest up until her last day. She was one of my best friends. She was such an important part of my life. And so, I feel like I do my job every day for her. I also had a mentor in college who I just recently lost to ovarian cancer. And same thing. She didn't let the disease defeat her. She fought it until her last day. And in my opinion, she beat it.
Oh, gosh, she got me choked up. I know your grandmother would be very, very proud.
Yes,
of you.
I know she's proud. And there's days, especially like if you come to the run walk, there's days where I know she's there. She loved a good party, and she really helps me to throw that party. So. And
give me some other events that we can get involved with. I'm part of the Dallas Junior Chamber, and we love to give back to our community. Sure.
We also have what's called Teal Tally every year. And what we do at the Teal Tally is we celebrate our survivors that are in the Dallas-Fort Worth and in really any areas of people that can drive in. This year we're having it at the Dallas Arboretum on November 5th. And that's just a way for the NOCC to say, like, you've done it. You've made it another year. So we tally the years that they've been a survivor and recognize them.
That's so cool.
That's one of my favorite events because it's just such a happy day, and it's really just a celebration for them.
I think that's fantastic.
Do you guys have a color? I know breast cancer's pink.
Oh, yes,
what's your color?
We do. Our color is teal. And on the first day of September this year, which September is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month, we will be lighting a couple of the buildings downtown teal. So look for that on September 1st.
That's so cool. And I love the color teal. I think that's just really a different color that I haven't seen in any of the national organizations.
For anyone, and I speak for anyone who's been touched or diagnosed with ovarian cancer, we want more teal out there. So, we have bracelets that we can share with anybody. We have pins that we can share with anyone. If you go to ovarian.org, we can get you anything that you need.
I think that's fantastic. And do you have the list of events up there and more information on your website?
Yes, we actually just got a brand new website, which I love.
Yay.
And everything is spelled out very easily on there. So you can search by region, you can search by chapter, and you can find all of the different events and volunteer opportunities on our website.
Are there ways to get social with you? Do you have Facebook and
Yes,
other
we
outreaches?
have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, and it can get a little complicated. We have a national Facebook page and a local Facebook page, but if you follow both, you won't miss anything.
Share us with us the local and give me a little bit more about the local.
So our actual page is NOCC_DFW, and on there we just share research that's being done, so anything that's new with ovarian cancer. My favorite thing that we do on Facebook is we share stories of survivors who are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Back a couple weeks ago, actually it was a couple months ago now, we had a photo shoot of the DFW survivors.
That's fantastic.
So they are the face of the NOCC nationally. So they have shared their stories with us, and we put those up on Facebook so that anyone who's been touched or diagnosed with ovarian cancer can go on there and read their stories and know there's hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I am going to make it through this, and there are other people who have done this too.
Sarah Harris with the National Ovarian Cancer. Thank you so much. You've really made a difference in our show and our listeners today. And I definitely encourage everyone to do the research and find out more from your website and your social channels.
Yes, thank you so much for having me on.